These are times when NFL players got revenge during NFL games.
And a little gritty from Odell Beckham Jr. with Justin Jefferson watching on the other side.
And the first one literally got someone fired. In 2019, the Titans drafted wide receiver A.J. Brown, and almost instantly, he became a star for them. He had 3,000 receiving yards, 24 touchdowns, and made a Pro Bowl in his first 3 years with the team. Knowing the value he brought to Tennessee, he was expecting a big payday from them, but they didn't see eye to eye on it, and the Titans didn't want to pay him top-tier money. So instead, they traded him to the Philadelphia Eagles on draft day.
The Eagles getting A.J. Brown.
Wow.
Tennessee, the 18th overall pick, not to mention a third-rounder, which is 101 overall.
A move that even their head coach was visibly upset by. Brown would continue to flourish with the Birds, and in Week 13, he would face off against his former team. And let's just say, how they treated him in the offseason motivated how he played in that game.
Here's Hurts looking to throw, goes far side. There is A.J. Brown. Blitz is coming. Hurts sees it. A.J. Brown on the cross. In stride and a first down. Lofting deep again. Brown is wide open and he catches. He's going to walk in backwards.
In this game today.
Hurts going to throw A.J. Brown. Hurts going deep for A.J. Brown. Got it! Looking, coming to A.J. Brown who makes the catch. Hurts looking the other way, one-on-one with A.J. Brown. That seems to be a good formula. Hurts. And it's caught just before the first A.J. Brown again.
In a blowout victory for the Eagles, A.J. Brown completely popped off for 8 catches, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Titans ownership saw just how bad a mistake it was to let Brown walk, so the very next day, they fired their general manager. But this next player got revenge on every team that he used to play for. In 2022, after spending the last 7 years as a backup QB, Geno Smith finally started to break out in Seattle. And after his Week 1 victory, he dropped one of the hardest quotes of all time.
It's just another day. God is so good, man. It's just another day. Just another day in my blessed life.
You're telling me just another game, but I can see the emotion on your face. Did you hear the Geno chants? How'd that make you feel?
Oh, no, I love those fans, man. Thank you, Seattle.
So for the folks you said had written you off maybe, what did you say to them?
Yeah, they wrote me off. I ain't right back, though. That's the problem. I ain't right back. Let's go.
During that season, he had the opportunity to do exactly that, as he would face all 3 teams who gave up on him throughout his career, starting with the LA Chargers.
Smith looking for Goodwin in the end zone for the touchdown. Smith looking for Goodwin. Caught by Goodwin for the touchdown.
Then the very next week, he would take on the Giants, who also gave up on Geno after only 1 season.
Smith looking, back of the end zone. Touchdown Seattle. Double move. Lockett on the sideline, in for the touchdown!
And last but not least, in Week 17, he would face the Jets, the team who drafted Geno and eventually benched him just 2 years into his career. So of course, he was gonna pop off.
Last time, floats one for the end zone, catch me! It's a Seahawks touchdown! Geno Smith throws, caught, falling across the goal line, and Tyler Mabry.
In his games against his former clubs, Smith would throw for 605 yards, 6 touchdowns, and just 1 interception. I bet those teams were wishing they didn't write him off after that. But this next player got his revenge on someone during the biggest games of their careers. Tyreek Hill is one of the fastest players in the NFL, and when he burns by his opponents, he likes to flash the peace sign on his way to the end zone. And in 2020, Antoine Winfield Jr. became the latest victim to his deuces sign.
Mahomes, watch his eyes. Which fell incomplete, and now you want a deep ball. Here it is. 2. And Davis is in for a long day. For the touchdown.
Winfield, just like every other DB he's done that to, didn't really appreciate it, but he would have his opportunity at revenge in the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl. The Buccaneers were blowing out the Chiefs, and on 4th down, late in the 4th quarter, Winfield broke up a pass that was intended for Hill that would seal the game. And well, you can probably guess how he celebrated.
Mahomes Chased, running out of real estate, throws.
See Winfield taunting, and I don't like that or condone that at all.
Even though Winfield would get called for taunting, I definitely think it was worth it.
The taunting, man, it's something I just had to do. When we played him earlier, you know, Hill went off on us. He backflipped in front of my face, gave me the peace sign. So it was only right that I gave him the peace sign right back to him.
But this next moment of revenge involved two of the hardest hits in NFL history. In the 2015 wildcard round, with the game winding down and the Steelers trying to lead a game-winning drive, we saw one of the most vicious hits in NFL history get unleashed.
Roethlisberger from the pocket, middle of the field, incomplete. Lewis Harris is going to be flagged for this on the hit on Antonio Brown, and it's going to put the Steelers in field goal range.
The everlasting effects that hit had on Antonio Brown is a story for another time, but right now, Brown was down on the field after Vontaze Burfict went full force into his head with his shoulder. And this was nothing new from Burfict, who many have called the dirtiest player in NFL history. So 2 years later, when the two teams met again, Juju Smith-Schuster would stand up for his teammate.
Being guarded by Jackson. Ben looked a couple of times in that direction, dumped it off to Bell, who got a big block from Smith-Schuster.
Foul, unnecessary roughness, number 19, offense. That penalty is declined. Taunting, number 19, offense. That penalty is accepted. That is number 19's first unsportsmanlike foul of the game. Second down. The 15-yard penalty.
Smith-Schuster was able to get his revenge shot on Burfict, and it may be the most violent one on this list. But this next revenge game happened after this franchise's best player got revenge on them for cutting him. Steve Smith Sr. is one of the best players in Panthers history and holds every receiving record the franchise has. But after 13 years with the team, Carolina cut him going into the 2014 season. Before he signed with the Ravens, Smith sent a warning to the Panthers on a radio interview, saying, quote, "If that happens to run through Bank of America Stadium, put your goggles on because there's going to be blood and guts everywhere." And in just his fourth game with the Ravens, Smith would go up against his former team, and let's just say, blood and guts were everywhere.
Got time, lofting it up. That is Steve Smith Sr. for the touchdown. Flacco fumbles the snap, throws it downfield to the end zone. Touchdown! Ravens, the second of the day for Steve Smith Sr.
Baltimore would blow out Carolina 38-10, and Smith lived up to the promise he gave Panthers fans before he signed with the Ravens.
Here we go. This is a nail. Hit him in a coffin. You're dead. Take your back to Carolina. Make sure you mow my lawn too while you're out there. Keep it clean for me.
But this revenge moment came when an entire team got payback on another team for disrespecting their field. Midfield logos are special for every team and have been the location for a lot of disrespectful celebrations, like Terrell Owens celebrating on the star in Dallas, or Juju Smith-Schuster dancing on the Bengals logo before a game. So in 2020, when the Ravens and the Titans faced off, Baltimore did not take kindly to what Tennessee did pre-game.
The enormity of this game, and as you saw what happened, a skirmish at midfield because the Titans came out and Malcolm Butler yelling at the sideline to the Baltimore sideline, John Harbaugh coming out in disgust, just giving warnings to both teams.
And what makes it even worse for the Ravens is that they would lose that game in overtime even after the Titans defamed their midfield logo. But as fate would have it, the two teams would meet again, this time in the playoffs. And not only was Baltimore able to get their revenge for the loss earlier in the season, they avenged their midfield logo as well.
2nd and 5. Tannehill fires and it's intercepted. It's Marcus Peters who makes the play.
They were trying to set this up. I was watching this unfold right in front of us right here.
And at the end of that, it was the Ravens stomping all over the Titans logo at the 50-yard line.